In Consumer Corner, we take a look at trends creating a buzz online in China. On today's show, we will discuss sales of domestically made watches. As a result of the gloomy global economy and China's anti-corruption campaign, sales for imported high-end wristwatches have fallen. On the contrary, domestic wristwatch industries have experienced high increased sales. On average, over the past 2 years, domestic brand watches have had 20% to 30% increases in sales. China possesses the largest wristwatch consumption market in the world. Annually, sales in China amount to $100 million. According to statistics from the Ministry of Commerce, in 2013, the top 10 domestic wristwatch brands covered 82% of shopping mall watch sales. Furthermore, domestic brands occupy more than 90% of Chinese watch consumption markets. It is clear this industry has a promising future in China. However, things are somewhat complicated. There are still some problems for the domestic wristwatch industry. It is these problems that prevent Chinese watches from entering the international high-end consumption market. An insufficient amount of skilled watchmakers is one such issue. In the 1950s, China developed its watch industry with industrial concepts. At that time, an engineer only received a monthly wage of $7. However, a watch could cost nearly $16. So at that time, this was a real luxury. After the reform and opening up policy, Chinese buyers were oversupplied with watches, and the technology was lacking compared to international brands. As a result, no new watchmakers were needed, and the profession seemingly died out. The second and biggest problem for domestic brands is the shortage in core technology, especially in movement pieces. Chinese-made components are much lower in quality than foreign ones. One problem is that the components cannot be produced in mass. These components include batteries, movements, crystals, and any other parts needed. China does possess the capability to produce 1 or 2 perfect movements, but domestic companies can't guarantee movements quality when it comes to producing 50,000. Some domestic brands must even import materials and parts from other countries. This shortage in core technology has limited the development of China's watch industry. The last problem concerns branding. Watches have strong fashion and cultural connotations, so brand value matters a lot, and the brand and influence will affect consumers' choice when buying watches. China is a main supplier of watches with various types, quality, and prices. However, there is still a big gap in brand recognition when compared to famous international brands. China has yet to cultivate a culture for domestic brand watches. Meanwhile, domestic watches are similar in appearances and quality. Many manufacturers try to imitate foreign brand design. Because of this, there is a lack of uniqueness and sense of fashion, and expected sales volumes will suffer. Most Chinese people wear a watch or enjoy sending them as gifts to their loved ones or friends. Thus, the topic of domestic brand watches is often debated online in internet forums. Some believe domestic brand wristwatch sales are increasing because of anti-corruption campaigns. Since domestically made watches are cheaper, one wrote, quote,
"Since the beginning of 2014, our government has done a lot to fight corruption and uphold the country's integrity. As a result, consumers who used to buy high-end imported goods now choose to buy domestically made products, and this trend is especially obvious in the wristwatch industry."
Some complain about the low quality of domestic brands. One wrote, quote,
"A citizen in Shanghai bought a famous domestic brand watch at the trade fair. He wanted to support Chinese-made goods. However, this watch's components show there are 39 days in every month, and no matter what he does to explain this problem to the company, they continue to ignore it."
Still others love domestic brands since they think these watches are of high quality. One wrote, quote,
"I am obsessed with old Chinese brand watches. They are the brands of our nation. Now I'm wearing a watch made by Seagull. My colleagues thought it was a foreign brand, but actually it's Chinese, and the quality is pretty good."
Some believe imported watches are expensive, but the prices are understandable. One said, quote,
"When products are priced very low, they are clearly not that nice. Domestically made goods that cost $80 may be priced at $70, and you think it's quite cheap. However, imported goods are expensive. So it leads you to believe this is because the materials cost a lot."
This debate is ongoing, and it is unclear how to properly develop technologies and brand awareness for domestic watch companies. However, it is clear that the industry has huge potential in China, if not simply by the number of consumers China possesses.